all the obvious signs. We don't even understand it, but something in the back of our minds is taking off and shooting across the sky. So never stop, 'cause this is like a ray of light in the night. We're like meteorites, burning like stars, we stayed in the sky. Like meteorites, hold on to me now, 'cause I'm falling fast and I'm flying blind. We might hit the ground, but for now, we're meteorites. Like meteorites. I'm riding on this moment, 'cause I don't wanna miss one thing. I don't know where we're going, but gravity will pull us in. Taking off, we're high, never stop, we're fire. I'm not gonna waste a single breath. Looking down, we're like meteorites, burning like stars, we stayed in the sky. Like meteorites, hold on to me now, 'cause I'm falling fast and I'm flying blind. We might hit the ground, but for now, we're meteorites. Like meteorites. Burning like stars, we stayed in the sky. Like meteorites, hold on to me now, 'cause I'm falling fast and I'm flying blind. We might hit the ground, but for now, we're meteorites.
Alrighty, everyone. Brady here, and welcome to another live stream of Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to be flying the A320 into LaGuardia today, and I have had a little bit of trouble. I just loaded into the gate and picked a gate, and then it didn't actually put me at a gate, so I'm taking you along this journey with me as we get loaded up, which is fine because normally I start a little bit more into the preparation process, and we're already at the gate and all that, but you'll get to see a little bit of how I'm doing this here, because what's very interesting about LGA is when I pick the arrival that I want, we want runway, first of all, let me change this to real time. We want runway 22, and LGA is such a classic airport in New York to fly into, especially runway 22. You come in over the water here. It's very, very cool. Also, I don't think this wind is correct. I've noticed. I think it just always says that. I don't think that's the right wind. We're going to be on Rex Weather Force today, so we'll have some accurate weather. It's going to be really cool. And I also have GSX Pro, so I have some new features here. But basically, this is the arrival it's giving me for 22, which is not correct because this is actually runway 4. So it doesn't really make any sense. The only arrival, or there's actually 2 that would work that are going to make a lot more sense for us for 22. One of them is, well, we could do that one actually, because this one would be flying up to here and then coming back. But we're gonna do the ARP 22, ARP 3, where is it? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So it's a little exaggerated. It's taking us like pretty far away. So what I'll do is just cut that short. And this can get a little bit complicated, guys, because in real life, the ATC is talking to you and telling you what to do. Obviously here, we don't have that. So you kind of just have to do what you can to make it work. And I want to fly the ILS into 22. So this is how I'm going to do it. But it would be nice to use that HARP 3. So I'm going to write that down and just see if we can get that into our computer once we get in as well. And then we'll go ahead and load in. But last time I picked a gate in Charlotte, it looked to be like a gate that I would want to use, and we just weren't at a gate. So I'm hoping that this time it will put us in a place that we actually want to be. I'll do C6 for our departure. We're going to be departing on 18 left today, and that should about do it real time. I'm going to leave this as clear skies because Rex Weather Force wants it to be set as that. So when we load in, we can use Rex. And it's time to go fly. So we'll just let that load for a second. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm very, very excited about this flight. I've flown into LaGuardia a few times in real life. It's very cool. Hopefully it goes well because I'm doing some customizations here in order to make it work. I don't know how well the ILS will actually work. So I may be doing some custom descent and custom vertical speed descent in order to try to pull this off. This would be something that would be good to have VATSIM with because it's a pretty busy space. Okay, it looks like we're at an actual gate here. And I'm not really doing VATSIM right now because it's just too much. Like the workload management for me is already enough. So maybe one day I will do that with airline. Right now it's just a little too much. So I have GSX, as you can see. I've finally got that plugin. It's really cool, and we're going to use it today for the first time. I'm no expert, so we'll do this together and see how it goes. Looks like there's some signage on that jetway, so that's interesting. First things first, let's get our fly pad going. And actually, let's go ahead and get our external power on. Let's come upstairs. External power is available. Here we go. And we're going to do battery 1 and 2. And we'll just go ahead and turn on the fuel pumps. Beautiful. Now coming over to the fly pad. Let's get our flight imported from SimBrief. I don't know that SimBrief really has the correct flight plan for us, so we'll see how this works. And then for the time, we're obviously not going to be taking off within 13 minutes, so I'm going to change that to probably 1600, and that way, if anything, we'll be ahead of schedule. I'm sorry, I did it the wrong way. So we want to go to 1800. That's what I meant. 1800. Got some things cycling right now. You can hear. We'll get these passengers boarded and get everything going here with GSX. We're going to start with that. And we're going to, let's see. Well, it wouldn't be deboarding. Let's restart it. And also I'm going to get PacX going as well. How's everybody doing? I'd love to know where you guys are watching from. I know we got some World Cup games going on, so might lose some people to that. Who knows? Let's see. We want to do... I don't think... We wouldn't be deboarding.
The boarding requested.
We would do... boarding. We're going to do worldwide flight services. There's no Delta on here, and we're flying Delta. So... Oh, I accidentally did American. That's fine. So it'll say American even though we're Delta. Which is totally fine. Let's see. Parking brake is set. Just want to make sure we get the boarding process going. I'm going to get this going on PacX as well because I'm going to be using them together. So, I will get that going here in a second. Let's see, what is GXX saying now? We'll also request some...
Passengers deboarding starting.
Okay, cool. We're going to request catering. Let's do that with Chelsea. Alright. And if you come out here, you can see some of this taking place. Come on. There we go. Trying to get the drone to work. So we have a lot more realistic boarding process here. And some catering services happening. I don't know why it's deboarding. It should actually be... Okay, no, they are boarding. It says boarded. The passengers boarding shows it up here. I don't know if you guys will see that, but I keep getting a notification. And then, yeah. Okay, so it says they're deboarding. I don't know what the deal with that is because I reset it, so it shouldn't be doing that, but that's fine. Whatever. Still cool. Yeah, everything is unloading. It should actually be loading. Let's just try like restarting this and try loading it from sim brief. There is an option here to load the sim brief plan. Maybe once it loads that, it'll understand that we're not at our destination. Let's see if that works. Oh, and that might be part of the problem, is that I don't have the correct username in here for GSX. So that could be part of the issue. Let's check that out. And what else are we going to do here? Request boarding. Here we go. Now we can request boarding.
Boarding requested.
All right, perfect. Boarding requested. We're going to do select handling. We'll just do worldwide flight services. Perfect. Okay, now we're good with that. And we'll have a lot more interaction with the airplane and the grounds crew and everything. Now we'll request the catering. And we'll get this flight going. Request catering. We'll do that through Chelsea. Okay, cool. I feel like I might need to like work on my lighting a little bit as well on my my face here. Looks a little dark for some reason. It needs to be more like lit from the front, so I'll work on that.
Crew?
Do we want to board crew? Yes, we're going to do crew and pilots. So we'll do both.
Pilots boarding starting.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And let's come up here and get some of this done. Oh, I got to start the PacX. I don't know if you guys will see this. Here, actually, I think I have a way for you to see it. Let me see. See if this will work. See if this will work. I need to move this up. No, is it not working for you guys? Weird. Oh, that's why. Okay. All right, I got PacX working for you, so now you can see a little bit of what I'm doing here. We're gonna go KCLT. We're gonna do our arrival into LGA. Flight number 2347. Cruising altitude, we're gonna be at, I believe, 37,000 feet today. Let me confirm that. And our flight time as well. Flight time, 1 hour and 19 minutes. I'm going to do 1 hour 25, and time until takeoff we'll do about 22 minutes from now. Hopefully that will work. This is my first time using GSX Pro, so we'll see. And then our cruising altitude. We're going to want to look at the sim brief plan here. I believe it's 370. Yep, 370, so 37,000 feet. And I'm going to hit next. Aircraft, we got the
Your crew has boarded.
A320 cruise
Passengers
boarded.
boarding
Perfect.
starting.
Now we got the passengers boarding. Aircraft is Wi-Fi equipped, and we're going to do 157 passengers today. We will do a custom safety briefing with Delta. Probably going to be serving snacks and drinks, but not meals. And we'll hit start. Okay, so now that's boarding. Perfect. We're done with PacX. Coming back up here, let's see, we got our batteries on, fuel pumps are on, we're going to do the cruise supply, ground control, ground recording, get that recording here, and let's do our ADIRs into nav. Arm the emergency exits, seatbelt signs going on, no smoking on. And we'll get our strobe on auto, nav and logo to 1. Beautiful. And let's put this on aft. Good stuff. I'm gonna put this on dim. Actually, I think it's dim when it's off now. I think they just did an update and changed that, which is good. Okay, coming over here, what do we have for our altimeter today? Let's go to our METAR departing. We've got winds at 070 at 7 knots, and that just reminded me, speaking of weather, I need to get Rex weather force going. So let's load in the weather of how it actually is. You'll hear some thunder kicking in. That is just Rex weather force starting up. So when you start up the software, it plays a thunderstorm noise. Now that I have this started up, I'm going to start the weather synthesis. And it is going to load in the weather that it actually is taking place in Charlotte right now. So let's wait for that to happen. And it really doesn't take long. It's injecting it right now. Let's see what our conditions are in Charlotte on December 9th at 12:27 p.m. Okay, here we go. We've got a temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, a pressure altimeter of 3021, wind 070 at 7, and mostly cloudy. So 3021 is going to be our altimeter. So that completely changed the sky. As you can see, it is now mostly cloudy. We'll look at that in a second. Let's get this set right. Okay. Good stuff. Got to do the one over here. Whoa. 3021, perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this to 370. since we're over here. That's perfect. And then put on constraints. Okay, good stuff. I might even turn these screens off because it does help save some frame rate. So let's see if I can just turn these off. Whatever little bit of frame rate we can save, the better. I do not have the best computer. It's okay. It's good enough to live stream. And as you can see now, our weather out here is a lot more accurate to what is happening in Charlotte. So mostly cloudy. So that makes things interesting. And I think we'll get to see that weather change as we go up to New York today, which will be really cool. Our catering vehicles are coming out now. All right, let's come out to... Do I have the doors open for them? Let me make sure the doors are open for them. Okay, we're gonna want to open... Are we done with the cargo? Cargo's done. I think we want to do the forward stairs.
On behalf of the cabin,
It might actually do it automatically. Let's go check out back here.
Be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items
I think
are put
so. This
away,
door
please
should
clear the
open. Yeah,
aisle
that
to
door
the
opens when the
front
catering
and allow
starts
other
coming in.
passengers
Pretty
to
cool.
find their seats as well. If you are seated
Look at that.
in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight
So
attendant know.
pretty neat. Yeah, we'll let them do their thing and come down and start getting this everything programmed here.
We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate.
It's coming down into our MCDU. We're going to go to the AOC menu. We're going to go to the request here. Get that programmed in. And then to our init page and request that here as well. Solomon, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for participating in the chat. Okay, 2347 is our flight number. Cost index. Here, let's come over here and pull up our sim brief plan on the flypad. We can import that. Perfect. So what do we have a cost index of today? Cost index is going to be 21. Oh, it didn't put our flight number in. That's fine. There we go. 21 for the cost index. And then we have a cruising of 370. Perfect. That's all in there. Let's go on to the next page. We got to wait for everything to load here. We're going to do a fast load so that we can get this programmed in for our mass and balance. So I'm going to load the aircraft and I'm just going to do instant so that we can get our calculations correct. You'll see the airplane actually move a little bit when you hit that. And let's see, we've got 58.8 and 31.6. .6 with a block of 6 point, we'll round that up to 6.8. Good stuff. And let's do some performance now. So coming over to our departure performance on the flypad, we've got probably a dry surface, just overcast, not raining right now. We're going to be departing 18 left. And we're going to have PacX on, sync this, sync our weather, and calculate. We'll get our V speeds here, our trim, For takeoff and our flex to temp, we got 140 and 143. So 140, 140, 143. Flex to temp's going to be 61.
We're ready to go when you are.
Okay, perfect. Flaps are going to be 1, and we're going to go DN 0.3 today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 2347 with service to New York. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 25 minutes. Please note the cabin.
Then let's go into our arrival and get some of our arrival information in there. Well, I'll let her talk for a second.
Please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Okay, perfect. So they're done. Alright, great. And I assume we're good with all of the boarding and everything. I think we're also... Are we also boarded on GSX? That was kind of quick. Okay, we're going to be coming into 2-2. And we'll go ahead and apply that METAR. Refresh it, just make sure that it's accurate. Okay, good. This is going to be some of our arrival stuff here. We've got temperature of... We got 340 at 10 with our wind. Landing 2-2 with a 340 at 10, so... Probably should be landing a different runway, but I'm doing 2-2 because it's like a legendary type runway in LGA, so I might actually be landing with a little bit of a tailwind. Nothing crazy, 10 knots, we'll see, but that's why I'm doing it. I'm going to attempt it. 9D Gamer, how's it going? Did you ever have a bird strike? I've never had a bird strike. Have not had one in the simulator. It would be interesting to simulate that, and in the future I might even simulate some emergencies where, you know, we have an engine out or something like that, so that could be interesting. Alright, 340 at 10. Let's come down here and put in our winds here. That is at least what they are right now. And we've got a temperature of 5 degrees Celsius. And we're going to do a QNH. Let's see, what's our altimeter there right now? Altimeter 3028. So what does that translate to? 3028 is going to translate to what in millibars? 3028 would be about 1025 millibars. So we'll put that in. And let's just pull up a chart real quick with Navigraph and check out our arrival into 2-2. We'll get going here. Actually, let me even just get things speed up here. We're gonna do boarding completed. Okay. We've got our route here. What else could we do with GSX? Prepare for pushback and departure. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, and then let's pull up LGA and the ILS into 2-2. Beautiful. And we've got, let's see, 212 here.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Alright, perfect.
100 above. Minimum.
They are ready for pushback out here. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. There's a lot going on. "9D Gamer says, I don't know what you're doing."
Check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Thank you, guys. "I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to sit back tight on the passenger seat. Don't crash the plane, please." Okay, I'll try not to. No promises. let's come up here and turn on our... actually, we don't really need to do anything until we're going to start the engine here. But yeah, we need the APUs going. Should have already had that on, but that's okay. And then we will disconnect from our external power. And we're pretty much ready for pushback here. I will do a quick edit and put us exactly where we want to be. And let's look at where our runway's at this airport. Actually, I'm going to come out to the drone, just because this is fun. And I like the drone view, and you can hear the APU firing up right now. Perfect. We'll get a little look overhead of Charlotte Douglas. This is actually one of my favorite airports to be at in real life. Always like Charlotte. And we're going to be, let's see, 9 left. So we're going to be over, or I'm sorry, 18 left. So we're going to be over here. You guys can see that. So we're going to, I mean, that helps with the pushback of where we should be for the pushback. We'd probably do a turn out this way. Do a turn out this way. So that's neat. Do we have a DC-3 down here? Really? Wow. Okay. And there is downtown Charlotte right there in the distance. So let's get our APU bleed on. And then we can go ahead and disconnect from our external power. I don't know if GSX Pro does that. Otherwise, I'll just do it on the iPad. Let's see. I don't think you do that on here, so I'm just going to come over here and disconnect the GPU. And also the chocks and cones. And forward stairs. Perfect. Now we should be on APU power now. There it is. Okay, and I have not come down to here yet either, so let's squawk 1200 today. We're not going to be dealing with any of that. I'm going to put the transponder on auto, and we'll put this on TA. I don't really know what this is supposed to be on, actually. Hey, how's it going? I love a beautiful town in Spain named LaGuardia. Where is this one? This is going to be LaGuardia Airport in New York City. So that's interesting. There's also one in Spain. LaGuardia Airport in New York City got its name after a former mayor who actually was flying in New York, landed in Newark. You know, they flew him into Newark, and it was actually New Jersey, even though it's really close to Manhattan. He was like, this is unacceptable. This is New Jersey, not New York. And he made them build LaGuardia. It's a little backstory on LaGuardia there. And we're going to... I can't see. Yeah, we're going to lock the cockpit door. And that's really it for now. Let's make sure that our throttle is back. Flaps are up. Speed brake is armed. We'll come up... I'm sorry, well, what was I doing? I was coming over to... Oh, yeah, we got to set our where we want to be with our pushback. So let's do that with GSX, which is really cool that you can do this. You can actually continue pushback. Then you can quick edit your pushback. We can put exactly where we want to be. Perfect. And that's what we want. I'm going to hit enter.
Exiting from editing mode. Please wait.
Locking gear.
Thank you. Okay. You guys are funny. Love the chat. Love the chat. PC specs, you just put in PC. This is my PC specs. Nothing crazy right now. I'm working on getting a new computer. Just can't afford it at the moment.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, we're going to release the parking brake. We just got the request for it.
Commencing push.
And we're
All
starting our
engines clear.
push.
Start at will.
Perfect. And now we can start our engines. Let's go ahead and fire up engine 2 and listen to the engine start up while they're pushing us back. And beacon is going to come on with the engine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the video monitor for an important safety link. Welcome aboard. So before we depart, we'll show you a brief safety presentation. This information can help you if there's an emergency. So it's important to pay close attention, even if you are a brief responder.
All carry-on items should now be stored securely. Your mobile phones and other electronic devices should be turned off. Once airborne, we'll let you know when you can use approved electronic devices. But note that some items, such as phones, may not be used in flight at any time. You will find a list of approved electronic devices in the in-flight information section of Sky Magazine. As you leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle or press the latch to release. Please
Set
remain
parking
with your
brake.
seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, you should keep your seatbelt fastened.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted signs located throughout the cabin, as well as any crew member instructions.
Cannot smoke. I'm so sorry.
Smoking is not allowed on any Delta flight. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there is a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, white emergency lights near the floor will lead you to red lights, which indicate an exit. Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you, and remember, they might be behind you. Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright and locked, your tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed. As we come through the cabin for our final safety checks, please let us know if you have any questions. And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
Thanks for your attention. Enjoy your flight.
Okay, and we've
Thank you
got...
for your attention. We will be airborne shortly.
Give me 1 second here. We've got good engine start. We just need to work on our flight plan a little bit. But we can let them know that we have a good start and just go ahead and set the parking brake again. Oh, we're not supposed to set the parking brake. We'll release it then. Okay, we have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Just let the crew do their thing here. Solomon, thanks so much for flying with me today. I'm very happy to have you here. Hope you have a good flight. Granddad, can I just call you Granddad? I'm not a gamer, but this is really good. Hey, yeah, I mean, it's not really, it's a game, but it's a simulation, so it's the simulation category, so yes, it is
Tow truck disconnected.
a
Bypass
game, but
maneuver.
it's supposed to simulate, real world.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, so they are going back, and they are clear. I'm gonna go ahead and set the parking brake. Oh, it is set. Okay.
The cabin is ready for takeoff.
Awesome, cabin's ready. So we're gonna come up here and we're going to turn our taxi light on, and we'll go ahead and turn the strobe on. We arm this. Everything's good there, and we can turn off our APU because we are now running on engines. And let's go ahead and put our flaps down to 1 degree. And then we got to work on our flight plan for a second. We're going to do it quick because we got to get these people going. Let's go over to our sim brief and check out our briefing here. We've got, where is our route? Here it is. Okay, so we're departing KCLT. This does this actually show? I don't think this really shows the departure. But I think it's Barmy 4 as our SID. I'm just going to use that. I think it might also be RDU transition, but that's okay. We'll just insert that. And let's go over to our arrival into KLGA. We're going to be flying the ILS in 22. And we want to be on the ARP 3. Perfect. That's what we want. Insert. Okay, we should be good there. We'll zoom out and check that out. That should do it though. We're gonna want to go right off takeoff. We're gonna go direct to RDU or HACOC. We could just go direct to HACOC. That's fine. And our runway is over here, so let's begin. Spoilers arm, flaps set to 1. Trim needs to go to takeoff, which is going to be 3 today. Okay. Good. We should be able to start moving here, folks. Let's also check our flight controls. Do we have aileron control? Yes. Do we have elevator control? Yes. Do we have rudder control? Yes. Good stuff. Rithik, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. Let's see, we're gonna come over here. Use this taxiway. Going a little bit fast right now. Slow down a little bit. There we go. What is the current weight and of this plane, including fuel and passenger and cargo? Great question. I have to pull that up on the iPad here, but I am a little busy at the moment taxiing, so I apologize. I can take a look at that once we're in the air. Going down to 18 left. Go ahead and put the landing light on. Well, we'll do that one before we take off. Love having the real weather. It's one of my favorite things about this sim is being able to have more accurate weather. It looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a left crosswind coming from the rear, coming from like our 7 o'clock or so, 8 o'clock maybe, which is fine. It's only 7 knots. Am I the one driving right now? Yes, I am. I am steering this ship. Got the joystick right here, throttle next to me, and the pedals below. So all the flight controls. Actually, let's go down to the very end. Just changed my mind. Oh, fake out. Dude, Croatia won on penalties? Holy crap, I didn't even know. Don't tell me though. What if I was gonna watch the game later and I hadn't watched it yet? No, it's okay. That's crazy though, man. The penalty kicks are so insane to watch. I will probably be watching the Argentina game and Netherlands later, so just don't tell me anything, because I don't know if I'll watch it till like tonight. Sometimes I'll watch games after they take place as long as I don't know the result, so I can pretend like it's live. It's like a lot of these games are in the afternoon and I'm working during the day, you know, it's hard. Okay, let's go landing lights on here, nose to takeoff. Beautiful. And I believe that's all we have to do up there. We're gonna do auto brake to max. Again, just a quick check, flaps are at 1 notch, speed brake's armed, parking brake is off, and we're pretty much ready to go, my friends. We've got our cruising altitude in there, we've got our altimeter set, everything is looking good. We are clear for takeoff. We'll just do a quick cabin ready check. Actually, I don't even know if we can do that, but we'll just address the passengers real quick.
From the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
Oh man, Pedro, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. But I'm glad you're here. Really glad you're here. And yeah, the World Cup is crazy. You just never know what's going to happen. There's been a lot of disappointments this year. A lot of upsets people were not expecting. I have to say I was not surprised that the Netherlands beat the USA. And enjoy the departure, my friends. I'll talk to you once we get the autopilot going and everything is set up. Back to aviation. I love it. All right, chat. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and enjoy the flight. We're gonna do engines to about 40%. Make sure that everything is stable first. And we're looking good there, so let's take off. The warning is just going to be for the transponder, so I don't have that set right, perhaps, but that's fine. And rotate. Gears going up. Again, it does that sometimes with the master warning when the gear goes up. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Thank you. I get it. The gear's up. I get it. Climbing out at 15 degrees. Let's go ahead and put our flaps up. Beautiful. And we're going to bring this back to CL. Pitch down a little bit. And autopilot's going on. Oh, can't go on yet. Okay. There we go. Now it's going on. Perfect. And we're going to go direct to RDU. Go ahead and insert that. Should be making a left turn now. We've got autopilot on our side. Yeah, we're completely IFR right now. Targeting 370 for our cruising altitude. Once we get above 10,000 feet, landing lights going off. Go ahead and turn this off. And we just broke out, my friends. We're above the clouds. Coming out above this layer. Oh, I love it. Breakout. Look at that nice blanket. Look at that nice comfy blanket to take a nap on. Beautiful. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to, like, what the transponder should be at so it doesn't freak out. And then sometimes the gear, when the gear goes up, the master goes off, and sometimes it doesn't. I think part of that has to do with the fact that the plan, when it was like, when I was in the menu, the flight plan
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000
might have been showing a different runway. I don't know.
This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
Everything is looking good here. I just want to look at our next waypoint that I'm going to want to target, which is PXT. So I'm kind of hopping around with the direct twos. Again, it's just one of those things you got to do. Just make it work when you're not on VATSIM. All right, landing lights going off. A little bumpy right here. Maybe some light turbulence. Make sure this, forgot to shut that door. That's okay though. Love how everything's interactive in here. Very cool. Just doesn't get old. Let's see. 90 Gamer is asking what your best flight is and worst flight and was the destination. Are you talking about in real life or in the simulator? I mean, I wouldn't say any of them like have been bad in real life. There's definitely been some like more turbulent ones than others. There's been some that have been a lot more challenging with the winds and a lot more bumpy. I would say my worst flight in real life so far, like on an airliner, was flying from Orlando into Austin. I remember flying in Orlando into Austin in about 2016 or so, 2015 or 16, and it was just, we were in a cloud the entire way there, like, and it was pretty turbulent. I would say like moderate turbulence the entire, like almost the entire way. It was awful. So just bouncing around like crazy for a solid hour and a half. It was like, really? There's no way out of this? Like, you can't go higher or lower? Just sucked. And you can't see out the window. That was memorable, of course. Let's see. So that was probably my worst one on an airliner in real life, but flying in like a smaller plane in real life, really didn't have any necessarily bad flights that I can remember. I mean, like I said, there was one where I had like 19 knot gusts, like gusting to 19, and I was flying by myself and went to do some laps in a pattern about 30 minutes away, and just had to deal with a lot of turbulence, and it's just kind of annoying. And then wow, look at these clouds. It's so cool. Can't wait to see how the weather's different in New York. Okay, let's go to standard for this. And then I would say one of my better flights in the simulator so far has been probably the one that we just did when it comes to small planes in Idaho. That was really fun. I want to do more of that. When it comes to an airliner, I would say, I mean, of course, like when you're first starting out, you're gonna have a lot of rough landings, so I haven't had the smoothest landings, and I haven't been flying the A320 a super long time. I haven't done like that many flights in it, so I would say for the most part they've gone okay so far, but I'm really working on some smoother landings. Of course, this airport that we're flying into, LGA, is a little tricky, and you wanna be at the top of your game because it's not the longest runway. They're actually talking about extending it, but it is sort of a shorter runway for an airline. So hopefully I don't F this up. I would say, what else? I don't know, man. I like them all. Like, I really do. I like them. All the flights have been fine. I have had some like crashes in the simulator when I was doing stupid stuff that I probably shouldn't be doing, that I wouldn't do in real life, but that's about it. I would say one of my favorite like things flying a small airplane that I've done has been doing a formation flight where you know, you're flying with somebody low, sort of low to the ground and over a scenic area like Florida, and that was really special. Formation flying is really cool. I got to fly in a Waco biplane a few times, which was awesome. But I mean, they've all been great. I haven't done a lot of like point A to B flying, which is why I haven't been flying a lot in real life when it comes to small airplanes. In order to actually go places, you need to own an airplane to be able to go places affordably. So haven't really gotten to that point yet. But some of my best memories in a 152, just a Cessna 152, are flying down the beach during a fireworks, like 4th of July, watching the fireworks from the night sky in an airplane flying down the coast was absolutely magical. Coming into town, back into St. Augustine, when my hometown is all lit up with Christmas lights at night, coming down, going out over the ocean and then turning around and coming back down into town and seeing that was magical. So both of those are really at night. You also have some incredible sunsets. How do pilots know when to start their descent? Rithik's asking. So there's a couple ways to calculate this. In the Airbus, it is a little bit easier to calculate because it will say where we're going to end up at what altitude if you do a custom vertical speed descent. There will actually be an indicator on your GPS that will show where you will end up at that altitude. So I'll show you that. I'm actually going to be using that today, most likely. But in general, there are a few different ways to calculate this. Like, there's a lot of automated systems out there that, especially in an airline, you're not going to manually calculate this. Even ATC will tell you when to start your descent, so it makes it a lot easier because they're really telling you what to do. They're telling you when to descend, what heading to be at, and I think you really just have to manage your speed. And also, but the way to do this manually, to actually calculate your descent manually, is you take, let me see. So I have some notes on this. Somewhere. Where did I put them? It's a top of descent calculator, basically. I have like notes on this somewhere. I can't find them. But basically, hey Solomon, thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Live streaming is work, and it is a lot of fun to be here with you guys. But I mean, I really appreciate your support so I can keep doing this, because I'm really hoping to do this more and more in the future. And thank you, Solomon, for enabling that to happen, because it means the world to me to get the support to keep going and to keep streaming for you guys. Like I said, it is a lot of fun, but it is also work, and I love it. I love my job, but yeah, the more I can grow the YouTube channel, the more I can hang out with you guys and stream. So I'm glad you're enjoying the channel and the content. Thank you so much, man. It means the world. Top of descent calculation. I'm gonna find my notes on this. TOD. I have them in here somewhere. Let's see. I'm also, by the way, streaming on Twitch, and I'm streaming on Facebook at the same time, but I have not really set up Twitch. Facebook's kind of whatever, but I have not really set up Twitch. I'm streaming on it, but I have a lot of work to do, maybe even this weekend, where I have to design the blocks and really design my page and figure all that out. So I haven't really, plus Twitch is kind of set up to like have a scheduled time every week, and I've had a hard time figuring that out. I don't know that I could stream at the exact same time every week, but generally it's been around noon. Sometimes I might even do some at night, which would be cool. But I do not have like a super consistent work schedule yet to figure that out. So I don't know. I gotta just figure out the best way to do that with Twitch. All right, looks like we're just passing 310, almost at our cruising altitude. I'll probably turn off the seatbelt sign now. Top of descent calculation. Still haven't answered your question, Rithik. I'm gonna do that though.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you enter the phase of unexpected turbulence.
So basically you could go by the 1 in 60 rule, which the rule of thumb is like 1 in 60 rule, just states that 1 degree of climb or descent closely equals 100 nautical miles. So if you descend at a 1 degree, if you descend at 1 degree for 1 nautical mile, you'll descend about 100 feet. So what does this have to do with an approach? Basically, if you need to descend 400 feet and 4 nautical miles, that means you need to descend 100 feet per nautical mile. So it'd be 400 over 4, which equals 100. There's just some math involved. You guys are going to be like pretty bored with. But there's calculators, so no one's actually going to manually go in and calculate top of descent. You would just pull up a calculator for top of descent. You're going to put in your altitude, you're going to put in your destination, and it'll tell you how what your vertical speed should be, you know, per minute to get to that. And so it's pretty simple. I mean, at this point we're going to be using modern tools in order to figure that out. Let's go over here into performance page, or wait, where is it? Data? No. Program? Yeah. We want to do LGA 22, and this will give us our bearing and distance to the runway for LGA 22. Maybe I have to type in KLGA. Yeah, there we go. KLGA 22. So we're a distance of 366 nautical miles right now from the actual runway of 22. And if you guys would just bear with me for a second, I'm just going to step away for a quick minute, refill my coffee, got to use the restroom, and I will be right back. And just a couple minutes here. I'll go ahead and put you at a window view.
Hey, can we get an attendant to the cockpit for a restroom break?
Not a problem.
Okay, perfect. They're going to come help me out, so I can use the restroom real quick. And we're going to go to the window view over here. And I will be right back, guys. Ask any questions. I'll address them when I get back. I'm really curious to what's going to happen with the weather as we progress toward New York. See you in a minute. Okay, and I'm back. Turn down the simulator volume real quick. You guys hear me okay? Okay. Nice window view here. So we'll take a look at the weight. There's 90 gamers asking what the current weight of this plane is, including fuel and passenger and cargo. So if you come over to our mass and balance, we've got a gross weight of 63,719 kilograms. So you could convert that to pounds if you want. Let's see, kilograms to pounds.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for a list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
So that's about 140,000 pounds. And as you can see, we're burning off fuel, so therefore we get lighter and lighter as we fly. Oh wow, look at the weather changing, guys. Got a little bit of a gap here in the clouds. How cool is that? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Now I want to go over to our chart. This is not a long flight, so we need to make sure that we're prepared. Let's come over to our charts for our arrival. So we're on the HARP 3 arrival. Perfect, because we're going to want to go direct to probably Cyper would be good. We could just go direct to Cyper. That would help get us in safely. Around there, we're going to want to be... I don't know what altitude we're going to want to be at around there. I just know we're going to want to be at 3,000 feet when we get to HARP. Or actually, we could go direct to Valerie. That would be good. We'll just go direct to Valerie. That should be plenty of time to get down and then be at 8,000 when we get to Valerie. Let's do that. At or above 8,000 at Valerie. Yep, which is right there. Perfect. That's what we want. I'm just going to leave that queued up. Lorima, very good late evening from Reunion Island. Oh, very cool. Well, good evening to you from Reunion Island. And good afternoon to you from St. Augustine, Florida. And Charlotte on the way to New York. A lot going on. This is looking a little bright over here. Just like playing around with lights. That's actually better. I still think it's a little bright. But that's fine. We'll leave it like that for now. As you can see, we're approaching, I mean, we're already a third of the way there, guys. Lorima, hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. Got a longer December this year, which is really nice. Also, make sure that you guys go vote. I forgot to mention the vote is up right now. So make sure you go vote on the community page for next week's stream. I'm going to be streaming next Tuesday. That's the plan. And whatever vote wins will be what we do next Tuesday. And there is the link. Nightbot's got it. All right, let's see what's going on with our wins and everything. And we'll go ahead and save that. We'll star that. And here's our approach for 2-2, and we're going to star that as well. Perfect. And we've got a... Is that a VOR? Yeah, localizer's 110.5. So let's see if we can take a look at that. because it has nothing in here. So for our ILS, we're gonna put in IURD 110.5. I don't even know if that's gonna work. I think it might just be LGA actually. 110. We gotta do clear. 110.5. Why is that not working? LGA slash 110.5. All right, or we'll just do slash 110.5. There it goes. I just found it. Perfect. And that's going to be a course of 224. Beautiful. Wow, it's really bright. Looks like some more clouds ahead. This will be an interesting descent. This could be a very interesting descent with the weather. Okay, and our next waypoint we're going to go to is going to be direct to Valerie. That actually might be a little too close. But we could do that. We could do that. What are our options here? We don't really have another option, so yeah, we'll just pick direct to Valerie. That's fine. Just to make sure I hit the right button here. There we go. And we're going to insert that now. Okay. So we're going to be going directly to Valerie, and then we're going to do a right turn into runway 22. Now we're going to want to start our descent here in a minute. Let's see what that looks like. If we were to descend down to 8,000 feet. That would give us a vertical speed of negative 700. So probably we'll start our descent right at the ETP. And let's just double check it where we want to be at for Valerie real quick. We're already about to start our descent, guys. Pretty quick flight. Whoops. Let's go to starred. Come on. Don't freeze on me. There we go. Okay, and at Valerie we want to be... Oh, we're going to want to be lower than that. Well, no, about 8,000 feet. That's right. Okay, about 8,000 feet. Alright, we'll try that out. We'll see how it goes. Aircraft carrier votes are adding up, says Rithik. 90 Gamer, thank you for voting. Appreciate it. Yeah, and if we do that, we could try some historic landings on that carrier as well. You guys know I'm into the historic planes. Okay. Really cool that you guys are still here. No one's jumped out of the plane. Maybe we lost a couple people. We might have lost a couple people. It's dangerous to jump out of this plane, though. I really wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I'm not that bad of a pilot. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and start a nice and easy descent down to Valerie to 8,000 feet. Let's go ahead and start that now. That's going way too fast. Slow down. Slow down. There we go. Perfect. We're going to slowly start coming down to 8,000 feet. It'll take a while. It's going to have a nice steady descent. We are already starting our descent here. Let's just let everyone know. Seatbelt sign is going to be going on pretty soon.
We hope you're enjoying your flight. We're making good progress here, and we're doing our best to get you in on time.
Okay. Go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign back on now that we're going to be descending. And it could get bumpy in those clouds. You never know. Might as well just get it on now. Make sure that if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, they do it now. And what do we got for our pressure over here?
The seatbelt sign is now on.
We've got 3026 for our altimeter. So we'll keep that in mind. 3026. Looks like the airplane might be crabbing into the wind a little bit. I'm not sure. Looks like it might be crabbing to the left. So the airplane's actually facing this way, but we're moving this way. Interesting. Could be what's happening. Let's put this back on electrical. Electrical looks good. Rithik is asking, is there a Mustang or Spitfire in Microsoft Flight Simulator or Warplanes? Yes, there are some, and there are a couple that are for sale, and there are a couple that are included now with the DC-3. I mean, you could consider that a warplane, planes that were used in World War II. But, oh no, don't have internet problems. Really hope this stream doesn't get ruined by my internet. Yesterday, guys, the internet just went out. Like, my internet, like, the entire city internet just went out. 'Cause I'm on an island. So I guess it's a big island, but anything can happen, I guess. And we lost our internet yesterday for like an hour. I was like, what if that happens, like, when I'm streaming? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to just get on, basically. So if that did happen, I'd probably get on, like, as soon as possible again, whether it's later tonight or tomorrow, and redo the whole thing. Because, like, I'm here to deliver for you guys. I'm dedicated. But hopefully that does not happen, because I know we just had some lag, because I saw that. But there are some airplanes, historic airplanes like that here. However, it just depends on what kind of flying you want to do with them. If you're trying to like dogfight and do things like that, it's not really ideal to be on Microsoft Flight Simulator for those kinds of things. I'm really into the historic planes and World War II airplanes and dogfighting and things like that, but it would just need to be probably a different simulator. I may even stream the aviation campaign from Call of Duty. Is it Call of Duty or Battlefield? I think it's Battlefield 1. Let me see. Where they had the World War II stuff. It might have been World War 1. I can't remember what game it was, but it was really good. They did a really good job with it, so I might stream that for you guys at some point. I would like to. Alright, let's check on this. Coming down to just 30,000 feet now. Everything's looking good. So, Rithik, like you were asking earlier, how do you calculate your top of descent and all that? So, this arrow right here at Valerie is showing me where I'm going to end up at 8,000 feet based on my vertical speed. So as I adjust the vertical speed, that arrow will actually move. So it's pretty neat that you can do that in the air. Yeah, I was going to say, Michael, thank you. Yeah. And hope you're doing well today, Michael. DCS is probably the place for that kind of flying if you're into that. I have not checked out DCS yet, but when I get my new computer sometime next year, I'll check that out. Maybe even do some stuff on DCS. Does look really cool. And I'm about done with my coffee. Oh, I still have a few sips left. About a third caffeinated and 2/3 decaffeinated. That's what I've been doing. After this, I'm probably going to work outside a little bit before it gets dark, because it gets dark so early this time of year. And I'm still working on getting this Airbnb going. So I got some work to do on that. And might even play some Age of Empires tonight. So interesting watching the weather change. See what kind of weather we get into LaGuardia. Actually, I'm kind of curious what the winds are doing there. So now we've got winds 350 at 8 knots. Looks like that'll update in another 20 minutes. It's 1:40 now. We should get another METAR update at 2 o'clock. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Let's zoom in and check out our little plan here. I've never done this, by the way. I've never done this custom plan like this, so we'll see how it works out. I started descending pretty far out. Probably don't need to start descending that far away, but I just like a nice gradual descent. A lot of times in the airlines, they're going to descend at like 1,500 feet per minute, but we're at about half of that. Yeah, and the P-40 is just an incredible warbird, and it's amazing the size of it too. When you compare it to the other machines, P-40 is a big one. A very significant airplane. It was, you know, the main fighter aircraft in the Southwest Pacific and the Pacific Ocean theaters in 1941 and 42, and was even at Pearl Harbor. And was very significant for Pearl Harbor. A lot of airplanes during Pearl Harbor were getting destroyed, and it was hard for any pilots to get in the air, but there were a few pilots who managed to get to a P-40 and get up in the air and fight. I don't know if that's actually been shown in any movies or anything, but there's some incredible untold stories out there of some of those pilots who hopped in. One of them got in a P-40 like without even clothes on. It was just like his pajamas, because the alarm was going off. They knew something was going wrong, and this is appropriate because we just passed the anniversary of Pearl Harbor over 80 years ago now, which is insane. And they managed to get to a P-40 and get it up in the air as quickly as possible, and even shot down a few Japanese airplanes. So yeah, P-40 is pretty awesome. I actually need to incorporate a P-40 into some of my art. If those of you, if you've looked at my Instagram, you'll see I've done some World War II artwork, and I'm planning on making more pieces and then offering limited prints of those. So if you go to my Instagram's Film Travel Fly, if you go to that, you'll see some of the World War II pieces that I've created using Blender, Photoshop, Lightroom, and Topaz. And so guys, if you look down, we definitely have some wind because this is water right here. You can see it's white capping. It's always a sign that there's definitely some wind happening. Yeah, because that's... You can see some white caps there in the water. It's interesting. Just passing 26,000 feet. Still coming down. Could use a kombucha, actually. Might get a kombucha.
Hey, can we get something to drink up here?
Okay.
Oh, is that my kombucha? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. What service? Delta's got some good flight attendants. Okay. I am a bit nervous of how this is going to work out. Again, you can see some waves down here in this water. Always a sign of wind. If you get a good enough look at it, you could even see which direction the wind is heading based on what side of the body of water has more waves than others. You know, if one side's flat, then you could tell that kind of which direction the wind's coming from just by looking down at a lake. I also don't know what's going to happen to our speed. When I leave the speed to auto, I'm not crazy about how that works, especially with how complicated our route is. 'Cause our route's very custom into LGA today, so I might end up doing like custom speed as well. I have no idea how this is going to go. I know how I'd like it to. Let's go ahead and disarm our speed brake, just in case we want to use that. This is a backup here. If you guys want to set this altimeter as well, you could. I believe it's 3026. Is that what we said? 3026. Cool. Oh, I forgot to dim the cabin lights too. That was dumb. Let me get those dimmed. I think that's under sim settings, which is kind of a weird place to put it. We'll come back into the window view again. There we go. Now we've got our cabin view, our cabin dimmed, which is nice. Before they had it off, like it was either on or off. So in the new update, they just released a new update for the Fenix, and I noticed that when the cabin lights are off, they are now dimmed, which is how it should be, more realistic. Rithik, that's very interesting. I'm glad that you were sharing some aviation facts. It's very cool. 2000 BC, that's a long time ago. I can't even wrap my head around that. Got some Dr. D's today, guys. Dr. D's ginger brew. No, I am not sponsored by them. Wish I was. Because they make some really good stuff. Did switch to 720p for my in-game resolution, and that's what's helped the stream a lot. Hoping that when I get a new computer, I can stream this a little bit higher quality for you guys, like 1080-30 would be nice, or even 1080-60 would be ideal. I'm not sure what's going to happen with internet capabilities. I have the best internet that I can possibly get. I don't know when they'll come up with something better, or when I'll get like access to that. Right now it's about a gig I'm getting for my speed, so I'm hoping that just some better hardware will help as well. But I mean, still pretty phenomenal graphics. Like if you look at where we were just 5 years ago with FSX, last 5-10 years, drastic improvement. Look down at this water here. You'll see some more white caps. It's definitely showing a sign of wind. Alright, where are we at here? 21,000 feet coming into New York. New York will be, might actually be flying right over Manhattan, so that'll be cool. And we'll go ahead and put in 3026 for our altimeter. as we're coming below 18,000 feet. We have an expected arrival of 19 minutes. I'm hoping we'll beat that, but I don't know. That might be close. It might be right on. We're going to decrease our vertical speed here to negative 900. Make sure that we're at 8,000 feet before Valerie. We're going to want to be at or above 8,000 feet on that turn. We're going to turn base and then turn final. Once we turn base, I'll put 1 degrees of flaps down. And we'll end up at about 3 notches though for landing. Let's just double check our information down here for our arrival on performance. QNH 1025. Let's see, how's that changed? Because we got to convert 3026. And that's, let's see, 30.26 will give us about 1025. That's fine. Yep. Temperature 5 degrees. Has the temperature changed? Actually, let's get Nightbot to check the temperature. That'll be fun. Hey Nightbot, give us the weather in New York City. Just gotta give him a second. Probably just woke him up from a nap. I don't think he's doing much right now. Okay, let's see. We've got 7 degrees Celsius now in New York City, according to Nightbot. And then again, wind is now 350 at 8. Transition altitude, we're gonna want to go 5,000. There we go, that looks better. Borrow, we're gonna do 214. Alright, good stuff. Michael asks, does Microsoft Flight Simulator give you a tutorial on how the computers and stuff function? I don't believe they give you a good tutorial on the A320. However, there are some guys out there on YouTube that have some very good tutorials on the A320. I highly recommend 320 Sim Pilot. Really like his stuff. He's going to probably be the one that you're going to want to look up a tutorial from, is 320 Sim Pilot. I may do my own at some point, but I'm more of a general aviation guy. I think 320 Sim Pilot's an actual A320 pilot. I'm a real pilot, but I don't fly A320s. So I'd go to him. He's got some good tutorials for learning. Or you could just keep watching me whenever I fly it. Ask me, you know, you can ask me anything you want. You can replay live streams and just look at what I'm doing. That might help if you like just replay the footage. But really, I mean, yeah, you do want like a tutorial, so that makes sense. Now, is that at or above 8,000 or at or below? Kind of curious. At or above 8,000. Okay. Cool. Then again, I have no idea if our ILS is going to work. I have it typed in. It found it. It should work. Look how much it cleared up, guys. Isn't that crazy? Clouds are gone. Weather is now clear. When we took off in Charlotte, it was completely overcast. now it's going to be clear here in New York. Pretty neat. It's kind of one of my favorite things about flying the A320 and airliners is seeing the change in weather as you go. Got some other fields down here, some other airports. Michael, it sounds like you might fly in real life. After I retired, I'm going to try to get rated on the Bombardier jets or 737s and attempt to do a regional. Huh. That's cool. Don't wait too long. I've thought about going to the airlines in real life, but to be honest, I'd just rather be here with you guys. My passion's more on the live streaming side of things, and I like my job that I have is like pretty flexible. My hours are more flexible. If I went into the airlines, I don't know if you'd ever see me again, you know, because I would just be working so much. I don't think I'd be able to hang out with you guys, to be honest. So I'd rather stay here, and I like my job. I'm in marketing. Digital marketing, and then I do videos, of course, and photo for a living, wedding films, YouTube. Michael says I have 6 years until I retire. I'll be 41. Oh, you'll still be young, man. That's cool. Oh, we're the same age then. 'Cause I'm 35. That's really cool. Yeah, you got plenty of time, man. Most people don't get to retire at 41, so that's cool. Good on you. Yeah, I'd like to do some private jet streams as well. I'll keep putting it on the vote. I didn't put it on the vote for this week, but also, if anyone knows Twitch, I could definitely use some help with Twitch, because I don't think anyone's finding me on Twitch, because you got to use tags in order for people to find you. I just don't get it. I don't get how it works. Alright, we're getting closer to Valerie now. And then by Yeoman, we're going to want to be at 3,000 feet. Hopefully we'll pick up the ILS there. We've got the ILS here for 2-2. It's in there. If this works, I will be so happy. If not, I'm going to have to end up doing everything manually, which will get interesting. And to prepare for landing here, we're going to be going below 10,000 feet, so we're going to turn the landing light on. We're going to turn nose to takeoff. Seatbelt signs on, no smoking's on, emergency exits are armed. Everything else is good. We're going to come down here. Oh, this needs to be on norm. Totally forgot that. Parking brake is off, which is very, very important. Auto brake, we're going to be setting to low today. There we go. Perfect, and we are looking good. We're just going to be turning base and starting to incorporate our flaps. Looks like we got a little bit of clouds down here. Is that land or is that clouds? Can't even tell. I think they look like clouds. Huh. What is Rex up to? Checking out the different views. I want to get our landing gear view. There it is. Get that one set up. Solomon, you still doing okay? I haven't heard from you. Hopefully you're still back there. Maybe the flight was so smooth that he just drifted off, took a nap. Maybe he's getting work done on his laptop. Maybe he's reading a book. We are expected to arrive in 8 minutes. I don't think we'll make that. I think that arrival might be based on, like, the only thing about PacX is it doesn't really consider your route. So yeah, we would make the airport within 8 minutes, but because we're going out to, because we're doing an approach on 2-2, we're actually passing the airport and then coming back to it. So I don't think PacX really keeps that into consideration. I don't think they take that into consideration. So it's saying an expected arrival of 7 minutes, so it'll probably be late on PacX. That's fine. It really just goes based on what you type in. So I should have put like an hour and a half. I put an hour and 20. Still got an airspeed of 305 here, so that's good. Covering a lot of ground right now. Rithik says, is there any advantage in joining flight school after completing aeronautical engineering? It's a good question. I'd have to look at the jobs.
Will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Should be getting eyes on New York City here. It's a good question, Rithik. I'd have to look at what kind of jobs you could get. I mean, if you're going to be an astronaut, then I would say yes. Trying to find Manhattan. Shouldn't be too far away from us. We're looking pretty good right now. The auto throttle seems to be working really well, so I'm going to let it do its thing and see how that goes. Again, landing lights on. Flaps are not down yet. Speed brake is disarmed. Parking brake is off. Trim is automatically doing its thing. We've got the auto brake set to low, and our lights are in the right position, so everything's good. Looking pretty good. AP seems to be doing a good job. We're going to be making a right base here for 2-2, and then a final. We'll be turning right for 2-2. Probably could go directly to that Bass E at this point, so I'll probably do a direct there. Okay, good. Perfect. Yeah, Rithik, I don't know. I have to look that one up, man. I don't know. I mean, I would say the advantages mostly of becoming a pilot are just like getting to fly, you know, and taking up people to enjoy the experience with you. It's just an incredible thing and accomplishment, and it's a lot of fun. But it's not cheap. You know, you don't have to do it as a career, though. Just want to know where New York City is. Wow, you can see some elevation in upstate New York there. That is cool. Where's our island, guys? Where's Manhattan? I think we're a little bit too far away from it right now. We'll definitely see it once we land, though. I know where it is in regards to LGA. It's pretty close by. And we're coming up on 8,000 feet here, so now we're going to want to keep going down to 3,000. Oops. Perfect. We've got that programmed in. Right about negative 700, minus 700. We're going to be making a right turn right now. We're going to be turning base and probably put down a degree of flaps at some point. But we're still a little bit too fast right now. We've got VFE at 230. Yeah, so we need to come back a little bit in order to do that. Just keep an eye on our auto throttle and see how it does. We still have plenty of time. Should be making a pretty gradual right turn here in a second. Yeah, exactly. You're looking at a pretty major investment for your pilot's license if you want to do it as a career. I will say it's great. It's a great career. You just need to make sure that you want to do it. If you're going to invest the money, you got to be pretty committed. You could even take out a loan and go through with it. And you could do very well. And you'll make all that back eventually. But it's not like a super easy path. And at first, you're not going to just start making a lot of money right away. You know, it takes time. Yeah, there are a lot of openings. Like Michael's saying, there's a lot of good opportunities right now to get in and be a pilot. They're definitely in demand. So that is something to keep in mind. It's a good time. Let's get our approach phase queued up here so that we can activate it when we're ready. Okay, that's ready. There's our right turn. Once we slow down to about 230, 220, 230 or so, we'll put down one notch of flaps. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys on the ground. I just got to be kind of on it right now. Just make sure that everything's going smoothly, and if it's not, I got to take over and fly this thing manually, which I'll be doing anyway when we're landing, but you know what I mean. So if you guys have any questions or anything, I will get back to you on the ground. Enjoy the landing. I'll talk to you in a bit. Granddad, I'll take one more little question here. Do I feel nervous when getting close to the ground? I'm not, I mean, a little bit, because I'm not like an expert at the Airbus yet. And again, LaGuardia was just kind of a tricky approach for some reason. I couldn't get it to work for the last couple days, so maybe it'll work now with the ILS. So that makes me a little nervous, but I mean, we're here for fun, right? All I care about is hanging out with you guys and some other aviation enthusiasts. Worst case scenario, I could do a go around and fly the plane manually and do everything manual, and then it'll get really even more fun to watch. So yeah, I mean, I want it to work, I want it to go well, but you know, there's a little nerves when you're like coming in and you're not like super familiar with an airplane. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with it. I feel pretty comfortable in it, but I haven't done like even 100 flights in it, you know what I mean? Oh, in a real plane, do I get nervous? No, I actually am way more nervous on takeoff than landing. Landing, I'm just excited to get back on the ground and for the flight to be over. I mean, if I'm a passenger. If I'm a pilot, it just depends on what kind of flying I'm doing. But no, I wouldn't say I get nervous landing a plane in real life unless it was like really windy, sketchy conditions. But in that case, you just need to make sure you're not above your minimums or below, however you want to say it. Just make sure that you're not like landing on a runway with too much of a crosswind, something that your airplane isn't capable of. If you stay within the limitations of your airplane, you should be fine. You should be able to land the plane fine. Just when people get like out of their limitations, that they get into trouble. Let's go to, if we're not slowing down after Crowley, whatever it's called, Crowley, if the airplane doesn't start to slow down before Yaman, I'm gonna end up taking over the speed here, so we'll see what happens. We should be pretty much lined up with our runway now, guys. Very, very cool approach into LaGuardia here on 2-2. One of my favorites I've ever done in real life as a passenger. Coming in over the water here, so this will be really neat. We're at 3,000. See if the airplane will slow down here. I really want it to slow down to like
2,500.
like 200 right now would be nice. Let's slow it down to 220. Okay, good. Then we can get the first degree of flaps in. Alright, we're going to activate our approach phase. See if it will continue. And we'll see if we can pick up the localizer here. Let's put down the first notch of flaps. Slow down to about 200, 210. Got a nice long final here into LaGuardia, which is what you want for this airport. Unless you've flown into it a lot, then you'll probably be fine. We might have captured the localizer, which is exactly what I wanted. So that is good news. I think we got it. It says loc here. Slow down to about 180 soon. Well, we'll go to about 200. Stay there. And Manhattan is starting to populate over here, pun intended. Okay. We're a little below what we want to be at though. Probably want to be more at like 2,000 here. We're going to come back up a little bit. Come on, don't go too low on me. Don't go too low on me. There we go. Either hold that or go back up. Hold that. That's fine. Hold that. Sure. That works. That's perfect. Now I can see the runway as well. Now we're going to hit this button. See what happens here. Hopefully it just picked up the ILS. It's blinking. All right, guys, wish me luck. Here it goes. Landing gears coming down. Slow down to 140. Have one more degrees of flaps here. Actually, we'll go 2 more. Slow it down to 140 for our landing. We'll see how this goes.
$500, $400, $300, 100 above,
Continue.
200,
Minimum.
100,
Thank you. Stop.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Alright, that was a little rough. Just hit a couple of the wrong buttons there. That's okay. We're gonna live, don't worry, we're gonna live. Alright, so there's one thing I did wrong there.
The local time is 2:25 p.m. and it's currently about 52 degrees.
I'll tell you guys what
Fahrenheit.
happened.
You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
One thing that went wrong there, and I'll tell you guys what it is. I know exactly what happened, and I'm not going to make that mistake again. Let's get off the runway here first. Turn off the landing lights. Put this to taxi. And we're going to hold right here. Put on the parking brake, put the flaps up, and then I'd actually like to check out this taxi option we have with GSX here and see how it goes. If we were to go to, let's say we want to go to gate 21. Is it C21? Yeah, C21? I think it's C21. Let's try C21. And actually here, let's look at, you could pull up the airport diagram if you want. I'm just gonna get out the drone, check out where we could go here. Are we on the wrong side? Oh, we're on the wrong side. Okay, I knew something was wrong there. Here, we'll just taxi over. No worries. Once we get to the right side, we'll pick our gate. Yeah, the water's crazy there. So what happened, guys, as I'm taxiing is, what happened was when I disengaged the autopilot, there was another, the auto AP2 was on. I don't know how that happened, but the autopilot 2 was on. So when I disengaged the autopilot, it actually didn't disengage. So it left me in a pretty tough place because there's a lot of things happening there quickly. I need to disengage the autopilot, then clear the master warning, and then start to going into my flare. Because that I had that like 4 to 5 second delay of realizing that there was still an autopilot engaged, it really threw me off. And then the other mistake was I was coming in too fast, so I needed to make my speed go down to 140 way sooner than I did, probably a good like minute sooner than I did it. To make sure that I'm coming in at the right speed. So those two things caused a pretty hard landing. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was not ideal, especially with these conditions. So again, it's just a learning thing, and you guys are on this journey with me, so I appreciate it, and I'll just keep getting better. So the next time I land the A320, now I know something else to watch out for. Need to make sure I'm coming in at 140. I need to make sure that the second autopilot is not engaged, because that really threw me off. I was like, why did the autopilot not turn off? It's because AP2 was on, and that caused a lot of chaos there on landing. Alright, once we get clear of the runway here, we just cross back over the runway. We're going to get some help taxiing to the gate. We're actually going to have a vehicle taxi us in. Which will be cool because I haven't tried that out yet. Arm our spoilers, and how are our lights doing? We're gonna leave all of that on. Strobe we'll put on auto. This is on taxi. Everything else is good. Okay, so I'm gonna go to GSX, and we're going to, yeah, and in a real A320, yeah, there's two of you, so helps a lot with the workload management. It's not as easy to do everything with one person, although I'm not doing the radio, which cuts out a lot. So we're gonna go to, I believe, is it C21? Let's try that. And we're gonna do a request for follow me. So I'm gonna hit yes, and we're gonna have a car come out and actually guide us into, oh, and we have Delta, cool. So we're gonna have a handling by Delta Airlines. We're gonna have it come out and help guide us into our parking spot today. So this will be cool. I've never done this. It'll take about a minute for the car to get here. What is this warning? Oh, okay, the autopilot off, yeah. So, that was a pretty rough landing, but it's all good. There'll be plenty more. There'll be plenty more. It's all just practice. Now we gotta go deboard all the passengers, get the catering going, the baggage going, and we're in New York City, so we can, here, let's take a look. While we're waiting on this car to come guide us in, there you have Manhattan in the background. And it's beautiful, clear skies there. About 45 degrees. All right, and there is our truck coming in hot. Just went into the airplane. Alright, so we're going to follow him, release the parking brake, which it already is. Pretty neat, so he's going to guide us into the parking spot. And we're about 10 minutes behind our arrival according to PacX, because we've got to keep in mind our route when we do these PacX times. But despite the rough landing, we made it into LaGuardia safely. Still haven't had a super smooth landing yet on the live stream with the A320, although I've only done a few. So we'll get there. It's exciting to have something to work toward. Should be almost at the gate now, I believe. Getting closer to it. It's 20, actually 21 might be down at the other end. Might even be at the other terminal. Might even be the actual Delta gates. Yeah, there is a map of the airport. It's called an airport diagram. I can pull it up on the iPad, but I'm taxiing right now, and that's another way to find your gate. But the airport diagram, it's kind of hard to like see the gates sometimes. We'll have to see what it looks like here. But I'll pull it up for you in a second. It's over here on Navigraph. If you go to ground charts, airport info. Oh, parking gates. Okay, so it is on there. So now you can see a map, and you'll see a blue arrow of where we're at. So yeah, pretty cool. And you can pull up the parking gates and parking gate coordinates. So yeah, it does show you on here. Just easier to use the follow me, and it's kind of fun. Alright, so we're somewhere over here. Oh, I think I see it. Should have a crew waiting for us. Yep, there they are. Okay, perfect. There is 21. Great job, parking guy. Leading the way with a massive airplane behind you. And we have this guy helping guide us in as well. If you can see him up here on the staircase. Oops, co-pilot seat. Perfect, and we're going to cut the engines. Oh, forgot to get our APU fired up for that. So everything's just gonna cut out, or I'm sorry, yeah. Forgot to get the APU going, so we'll just go right to GPU. It's all good. Another thing that I forgot. Okay, cool. And pretty much at this point, we're just going to be deboarding and working with GSX. So we'll see how this goes, because I have not done this yet. Parking brake is on. Let's pull up our GSX menu here. And we're going to request deboarding. First, we need to operate the jetway. Get that going. Can't deboard without that. Okay. And request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
And then we're going to do the seatbelt sign off. You'll start to hear people unloading here. And we'll actually have passengers deboarding, so we'll go check them out. It's pretty interesting. And then let's get the catering going. Perfect. And do we have baggage as well? Is baggage just a part? I think baggage might just be a part of the deboarding. Let's take a look. Yep.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Alright, so now we're at our gate here at LaGuardia. And you can see they've got the baggage already coming out. Once they're done with that, then catering will come, and let's slow down our drone here. Take a look inside. I forgot to open the door. Okay, there we go. So you can see you actually have passengers deboarding here. It's not bad. So we can just say goodbye to our passengers. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, no luggage. Wow. It's amazing. No carry-ons. Did you see that? No one has carry-ons. Wow. It's amazing. It's not something you see very often. Wow, they don't need anything. Traveling light. Oh, there's a little child. Oh, glad we didn't crash. It's pretty important. There are children on board. Hey, I like your shirt. Hey, have a good day. Have fun in New York. Oh, there's a backpack. There's a carry-on. Cool. We found one. Thank you for flying. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep, have a good one. Alright, so pretty fun. And that is that, my friends. We're in LaGuardia. We have a little bit of work to do on the A320, especially my landings. So I will work on that. All right, I've got some homework. I need to get better at these landings. It was a little rough, but at least we made it on the runway. We're here. We're in New York. Let's go have a good time. Lots of people in New York. All right, beacon's going off, by the way. That goes off when the engines go off. Turn off all of our lights. And pretty much just get everything cleaned up at this point. Don't really need to worry about that today. We're just going to leave everything alone. And I just really appreciate you guys flying with me. It's a really fun time. I know there's only a few people here, handful of people, but it means the world. And I will be sure to keep streaming for you. Go vote if you haven't already. Vote on 2 accounts if you want. I don't care. Just vote, because it's really fun to hear what you guys want me to do. And I'll be back live streaming with you on Microsoft Flight Simulator next Tuesday is the plan. But it will always be at the top of my YouTube page if you want to know when the next stream is going to be. Just look at the home page of my YouTube. There's a banner at the top. The banner will say when the next one is. I'm going to update that right now for Tuesday at 1200. That will be the plan. And as of right now, we're going to be landing on aircraft carriers. So that's winning by a lot. So we'll see. That's interesting. Also got an Airbus vote in there, which is cool. But really, we'll just, I'll continue to fly all different kinds of airplanes from small to big. And really want to get comfortable in the A320 before I move on to 737 or anything else. So I'm going to keep flying the A320 because I did buy the Fenix, and it is very lifelike and has all of the functions, and it's incredible. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. The good news is the ILS did seem to be working today, which I'm happy with. And I did get that working in the LaGuardia. The only issue was that autopilot not being off and being a little bit too fast. So we'll see how it goes next time. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. You are the best. And stay safe. Happy flying. Talk to you soon.